Hello everyone, and welcome to another video of Gameology 101. Your instructor as always, and for those of you who don't know, my name is Nick Lau. So students, today I've come to the realization after talking to some viewers who are new to Vainglory that I don't have an intro basic understanding video to Vainglory. So with 5v5 coming out, I'm going to do a 5v5 casual. As you guys can see, I just queued up for one. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And we're going to go ahead and talk about all the basic things that you guys need to keep in mind when playing 5v5 Vainglory, whether it be casual or ranked. So you got to keep in mind your creep score, last hitting minions, objectives such as turrets, Black Claw, Ghost Wing, the armories, and then their actual vein crystal itself, which will cause you to win the game. So basically, that's what you gotta understand when you're actually playing and in the game actively. On top of, being defensive when there's an enemy against you, and being aggressive, knowing when to be aggressive and when to be defensive. Now, the other couple things you gotta understand is there's two ways to play any individual character. Or, well, actually three. There's a weapon power build, a crystal power build, and you can play them support. Now, there's specific characters in the game, heroes, for instance, that are meant to be carries, meant to be junglers, meant to be supports. Now, the captains support the game by being defensive, getting healing items, which if you click on them in game will say, for instance, Fountain of Renewal, an item that'll heal everyone in the vicinity. That's like a vital item for a support character to get. If they don't get it, they're not really playing it support, because that's the best item for the support to get. Hands down, that's fact. Most supports get that first because it's so game-changing and so vital. And if you get it early on, it's just going to be continually used throughout the game. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. That's besides the point. So getting back to champions. Now the carry champions are the ones who are meant to get kills and meant to push objectives. So what I mean by pushing objectives, they attack it until it dies, or until you capture it. So the turrets, you want to attack it until they break down, explode, and then you can proceed by pushing your wave of minions to the next one. And if you're with your minions, you're usually pretty safe, unless you're getting attacked by multiple champions, and you probably want to back away. But if you're in a 1v1 situation and you got a wave of minions, you should feel pretty confident about yourself, unless, like, say for instance, you're behind, like the enemy's laners snowballing, they have more kills than you, you've been feeding them, you've been dying a lot. So those are things you also got to keep in mind. You just got to be smart about the decisions you make. If you're behind, you shouldn't be being aggressive. You should be playing defensive. Now, the other way a carry can be played is crystal power. So, the weapon power affects your basic attacks, versus crystal power affects your abilities. I'll explain that more in-game by showing you guys the actual numbers, and then you guys can visually see. But for now, let's go ahead and go into champion select. Now, I see that we have a mid, we don't have a top or a bot, so I'm going to go ahead and go top with a weapon. And we are going to go ahead and lock Rona. Now, the reason I pick Rona is I feel I'm pretty good with Rona. I feel I'm pretty good. And she has her generally good build, has quite a bit of sustain, and if my enemy laner has range, then I can just close the gap real quick and mess him up. And you'll see that in the game. Alright, so they have 3 ranged heroes, so that's perfect. That means I should easily be able to pick them off. Now, so in the game, now the reason I know this is because I know how each champion works. As you play the game, you're going to realize how every character plays, what skills they use, which ones to avoid, which ones to like completely like dodge. Like there's some that are going to stun you in place, and those are like vital. Like if you get stuck by those, the whole enemy is probably going to initiate. If they're in you, you're probably going to die. Those are things you just got to know, and you got to avoid. Now they're telling me to get that second skill. I don't agree with that. I'm getting my jump skill first. 1, because it's a great disengage, and 2, because it's a great engage. I'm gonna go ahead and put some vision here. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to put vision there though. That was a huge misplay. That's okay. We got a guest Taka thinking he can bust some moves on me. There's 2 of them though. Wow. That is really annoying. That one final hit actually got me. That's okay. You have to stay positive. 1 kill won't break the game. If you start feeding them multiple times, though, that's when the game's really going to break. And you're going to start really taking the fall for that. But it's because they know I have a pretty strong early game, so they're going to be aggressive, having both of them. So I got to be just as aggressive to them. Got 1 kill. So traded that death already. Now they'll know that I'm not messing around. So when you're in battle, my basic attacks, which are weapon power, are those red icons as I do each attack, and the blue numbers are going to be your crystal damage. This game I am playing a weapon power build, so it is going to directly affect each basic attack I do. Now my engage and disengage skill is up, so we're going to go ahead and take this, because Taka's not aware. I see them both in the top lane like I'm watching them, so I know I'm safe. I knew he was going to jump and probably use that skill. Now he's going to get messed up quite a bit. He's sitting in front of the turret. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's a guest. He's probably new. It's okay. I was waiting for an opportunity like that to arise. Now we're going to go ahead and wait for these last hits to appear. See how the color changes? Boom, last hit. Or we can just rotate over to the second one, because you can see that my whole wave is attacking this one guy, and wait, and then boom, take it. I'm gonna go ahead and see, so I push my wave up because I know they're not there. I'm gonna go ahead and take this weapon treant here. This is definitely a risk, but I have some vision, so it's okay. was gonna rotate mid because it looked like it needed some help. But now it seems to be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go on to him now. He's just gonna sit there. He didn't do very much damage to the turret, so that was kind of a waste on his part. And then I missed that big one, which really sucks because that was a lot of gold, but it's okay. Go ahead and take this healing treant here. Get my serpent's mask. I'm gonna go ahead and attack this guy. My first jump skill, as you can see, slows them down. My second skill will do a lot of damage and start building energy, and if I have all the energy, boom, it all just explodes onto the target. Ringo's gonna try to attack me. Lance is gonna try to protect me. I'm gonna tell him to back out. We're way too close to the turret. Okay, they did back out though, so that's cool. Good job. Now you really should back out though. And he didn't want to, okay. Alright, I do have to be careful because that Ringo is just going to target me immediately as soon as he can. Lance is there though, so that's cool. Gonna go ahead and take this. Healing treant will give me more life and mana if I had mana. This specific character doesn't have mana. So I don't gotta worry about that, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on these guys. Oh, the Ringo, no. I have 4 seconds on my skill, then I can run away, so he won't be able to kill me. Alright. The weapon, there is an item shop right here, and if you have auto buy builds on what you choose in the beginning, you can just easily buy everything when you're near shop. I find that to be convenient, especially when I'm playing casual games. Even in ranked games, sometimes it can be helpful, but you don't always want to rely on that, because every ranked game is going to be different. Every game in general is going to be different. So I'm just kind of trimming the wave down, getting these last hits as it turns gold, or lighter color. I'm going to go ahead and take this first turret while there's no one even around, and my wave is pushed up. That'll give the team all 150 gold. I'm going to go ahead and trim this wave and push it up. Push my wave up. Grab that last hit, because the bigger minions give you more gold. Put some vision right here. Now we're gonna go mid. So if the Celeste moves, yep, she did. That means there's vision there. So we gotta clear that. But my cam is down. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take this crystal tree in. Oh, but the Ringo stole it from me, and that's really annoying. Go ahead and cut the talk off from his escape route, because he doesn't have any vision, apparently. Or he's not checking the map, so he didn't know I was coming. Gonna go ahead and we're all gonna just jump on this. Take this. Very nice. Oh no! My wave got pushed because they pushed the wave up and I was not watching. Dang, that's so sad. Go ahead and take all this gold. Grab these items. Go ahead and take that vision out. So when you place a vision in the brush, it gives you vision of if they have any cams themselves. So then you can take out their vision and have more vision. The goal is really to have a lot of vision so you can make safe plays and push objectives carefully. And then we're staying grouped up because there's strength in numbers. And if you work together, you're stronger than if you're one. Gonna go ahead and push this wave. Top and middle waves are both pushed. You can see if you look on the top left map, the little blue dots traveling along the middle and bottom lane. Versus my lane up here, you can see the red dots are pushed up over here. So I gotta push my lane up a little bit more and then rotate. So you always want to make sure you're getting as much of these last hits as possible, because that gives you gold, which in turn buys you items, and you want to buy smart. That's talk for another video. Basically, with this intro, basic to understanding video, you want to get down the last hits, how your each individual champion works with the first, second, and third skill, how to use your potion in your scout cams and the 5v5. That way you can get vision. Keep an eye on the fact that there's an item shop here, as well as there's one over here. You can see over there. And then when you go back, there's also a shop. And this is a casual game, keep in mind, so I know I'm not rotating perfectly. Dang, messed up my jump. Gonna go ahead and push this wave because I forgot about it. And then with this first skill on Rona, you can jump over walls, which is pretty sweet. It's got a lot of range for the disengage and engage, as I said earlier. Her second skill will close the gap a little bit and do a decent amount of damage, and then based on the yellow bar underneath you, your stamina bar, then you'll do a lot of damage on the second hit of that second skill. Then your ultimate will do a lot of damage in a circle and keep you spinning over time. Alright. Oh no, he targeted him instead. So as you can see, I have the Aegis skill on the top left. 2 icons below my map. That yellow skill, that's on a 23-second cooldown. I used it to block that skill, but I wasn't being the one targeted. So that's a defensive item. When you have it, you definitely want to use that, as well as that first item underneath the map is your boots. So you can use that to quickly get away or engage, which is also good to know. You can see our wave is pushing that turret, which is nice. We might actually take that. There's a lot of them right here. Gonna go ahead and jump on them. Oh no. Ooh, that was close. If he had his ultimate, he would have killed me. Especially because my skill was still on cooldown for a few seconds. Alright, they are trying to push the top now. We're gonna have to go up. You always want to have vision. That's another thing you guys want to keep in mind. Vision is super important. You got to be using these cams to not only take away their vision, but gain yourself vision. Brush management is something to keep in mind. And when you're in the brush, they can't see you until they enter the brush, but you can see them. So that's really good to know. They're gonna go ahead and rush this. Go ahead and pick up a double kill. Level 12 is the max level, but there is 6 item slots, and I only have 5, technically. They're going ahead and clearing out the vision. That's really good. Missed a CS there. That sucks. Got one right there. That's cool. You always want to put the vision or the scout cams in the brush so they're hidden. Otherwise, they are in plain sight, like you just saw there. Another helpful tip. Just basic understanding, things you have to do before playing ranked game. Things you gotta work out in the beginning. Dang. My skills were all down for the better part of that fight, so I really couldn't engage. I need someone to tank the damage. But our tank is taking Ghost Wing right now. If I were to go in there, I would definitely die. I don't want to die for something that stupid like going in when it could be prevented. All I gotta do is try to clear these out and they'll buy us some time, but they know that's what I'm trying to do. And they're definitely trying to stop me. Damn. Wow, they ended up getting the last hit on it. So as you guys can see, like, it doesn't matter who's capturing it longest or who does the most damage. It's whoever gets the last hit. So you want to take it at a time that's most ideal. Now it is going to go to the middle lane and we all have to go try and stop it, which is going to be very difficult. Alright, they did finally shut me down. I tried to push them away. They did like half amount of damage to the dragon. They're gonna take that first armory, which means that their minions are gonna be powered up for that lane, which makes it harder for us to win. If they take this, then they win the game. I am finally at full build. Go ahead and grab this weapon infusion. So when you're at key points in the game where you need to push the tide, that's a good time to buy a weapon infusion, but it does cost a hefty amount of gold, 500. It's better to wait till late game, unless you really know how to use it. but since I am at full build, it's okay for me to just waste the excess gold. Oh my goodness, this Gwen. Jeez. Wow. They got good plays. Or they got good vision, more like. Alright, 4 of them are down. We should be trying to take some objectives. All the enemies are almost up. So on top of monitoring vision and last hits, gold, knowing crystal power or weapon power, and then building accordingly, which we'll have another video on building and crystal power and weapon power specifically. This one's just about objectives and last hitting and vision, basically. And then you should always stick together unless you're split pushing. I feel pretty safe, so I'm not exactly worried. Alright, they're all in this area now. Dang. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's people right here and nobody's doing anything. You should definitely stick together. And now they finally are. There we go. You should stick with the person carrying the team. Me and Idris are the ones carrying. which means they should probably try to keep us alive and defend us. Idris knows, but the other people on our team are at the base level experience of the game, so that's okay. Alright, so we got the Black Claw, which is great. Lance is pushing top. We got the bottom. No team is really going for a win. We're just kind of messing around. And there you guys go, a 5v5 game. Here's the builds. Obviously, Grace and Taka destroyed their build end game. They were embarrassed, or whatever it was. Whatever the case may be. You guys can check out throughout the game to see what their builds were as I checked. I was mainly focused on telling you guys what was going on, so wasn't a lot of checking the gameplay out, checking everyone's build. But for those of you just getting into Vainglory, hopefully this really helps. And I'll be releasing another part of this video on a little bit more understanding of crystal power versus weapon power, and the auto builds that they now have. They implemented a few updates ago, probably more than a few updates ago. I don't remember specifically, so you don't quote me on that, but you guys know what I mean. How I was going to the shop and clicking the auto buy, and it would buy the items for the build that I selected. And these are builds that are current meta, meaning they're builds that pro players use to win games often. So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye.